Hello, my beautiful soul family. It's been a minute, I haven't been around. I hope that you're all having a good summer, wherever you may find yourselves. Many things have happened in my life that have created great changes. And because I am in this journey of the soul, and I come here and I share with you things that make a difference in my life that have helped me to grow and to ascend to a higher consciousness. And I am grateful, so very grateful. Um, Now I have it could be, it could sound like sad news, but on the other hand, it's not. But I will share with you on June the 25th, my beautiful patient that I've been taking care of for the last 5 years, she passed away. And this is why I haven't been here. She became more ill and she needed my care. And it has given me, death always gives me and leaves me with with lessons, because we all have lessons. We all are what's the we all experience life where death involves herself within. Unfortunately, for some, and I say unfortunately because we live in a world that's dual, and some people pass away naturally in their sleep, others have long illnesses, others have accidents, others take their life. And so death is pretty much our companion from the moment that we are born. And she has taught me many, many, many things. But now my little friend, my little Seattle, she was my traveling buddy. In the last 5 years, we've gone many places. I've taken her to South America twice. I've taken her to Washington, and I got a passport for her. And in Washington, we that's the first trip we took, was to Washington. And she was such a good little trooper, and she loved going out. She loved horses and touching animals and petting them, and she loved more than anything the waters. She loved the hot springs. When I took her to the hot springs, it was hard to get her out because she wanted to stay there the whole time. Like me, because I love water as well. I am not sad, but my heart longs for her, because she was like my baby. I got her up in the mornings and gave her breakfast. And when we were in Chile this last trip, when we got home, I had to actually, before we left, I had to start pureeing all her food due to her condition. And she needed to have everything pureed because she couldn't really swallow. But her departure was sweet. And this day it happened, and she just slept. She just slept herself through the next ROM. I wrote something for her, and I'm going to share what I wrote about her so that you can get to know her through this little poem. Someone in her family called her Bloom, and they brought me a little flower, and it had the little sticker that said Bloom on it. So I thought, how interesting, because ever since I've been here, I've often thought, in fact, I've thought all along, that the flower is a metaphor of Seattle's life. And not just any flower, mind you. I've always thought that the lotus flower, because she grows in the water and the mud and the muddy, dark, murky waters, and Seattle's conditions since she was a baby, she grew with all these difficulties and challenges, physical challenges that most normal human beings don't experience. So she was a very, very special soul. I'm going to read to you what I wrote about her. Her name was Seattle Hope Higgins. And this little poem, I called it Bloom. She was brought to the garden of life one warm August day, a most rare bud, born to unfold through many stages of growth, radiating beauty and strength. The dark, murky waters where she laid could not keep her roots down. Her resilience, courageousness, determination was great. A deep embedded love placed deep within her soul by a most loving being, her Maker and Lord, were the source who nurtured her fragility, her love and gusto for life. Thus, with her persistent inner strength, she could weather life's many storms. She required careful tending, for she was a most rare floret, hidden deep within the murky waters, waiting to unfold her budding beauty, never giving up. Regardless of destiny's winds, she swayed to and fro, gently in the breeze of life, mastering her own, becoming inspirational to all who came near. She was a teacher, a friend, someone's daughter, a niece, cousin, a little sister. She was dear to all. Her delicate petals, her enchanting fragrance, a gentle reminder of her true nature. Indeed was she of God's pure angelic essence, an angel in disguise, her true form. In her quiet silences, I found her hidden from the world, filled with an unconditional love and innocence unmatched. She was secretly unfurling into a vibrant lotus blossom. She was the keeper of secrets. She went unnoticed for years, blooming in the dark in her unique and special way. She was a fleeting beauty, like the soft drop and touch of rain, or the soft blush of cherry blossoms on a beautiful spring day. She was a bouquet of wonder, beauty, delight, brightening the dark corners of our lives, reminding us gratitude had a name. She desired growth, so she went within, quietly transforming her adversities one by one, reaching high towards the stars and the sun. At times her wilted petals dried, submerging into the murky waters below. Still, yet she rose. Her path was thorny, storm after storm, with the painful beauty of impermanence. Deep in her heart, she knew to treasure each moment, to cherish her soul. She fought to live, to maintain her sacred breath until one day she surrendered, thus evoking the higher powers to act in her behalf. Her act of surrender declared to the heavens this cycle of life. I am now ready to close. I bid you all goodbye. I ascend high to my Father's kingdom and the higher realms. And so she ascended. She's ascended. She is graduated. And I am happy to have been her caretaker / nurse. I am happy and honored to have had her in my life. And I can tell you she has been one of my greatest teachers. Little Seattle, she was indeed a precious flower. And sharing this with you, I want to express to you how important it is for us to cherish life, cherish each moment that we have. For we are here one moment and the next we're gone. And to leave a footprint, to leave something that lets the world know that we have been here. Seattle did that. She never worked. She went to school. She was blind, deaf, and mute, but she went to school, to the blind and deaf mute school. And she knew how to get to her room, even though she couldn't see, but her senses were heightened and she could follow with her little stick, her guidance stick she had. She would walk herself, touching the sides of the walls, and get herself to her bedroom, to her room. Her father told me this. And also, Seattle had a thirst for life. She could have been gone a long, many, many years ago. I was told by the doctors and her parents that when she was born, she was only given so many years to live. Well, she proved them wrong. And then they said, okay, she might make it till like 6. And she continued. Then she was a teenager. Then she became an adult. She was 27. I cannot, her gusto and her love for life, and she was a foodie. She loved food. I'm not bragging, but I am a gourmet cook, so I love to cook. And I would make, for example, most people don't like this, but, well, people don't know this dish, but I was brought up in a home where we had incorporated Italian food, South American food from Chile. My parents made a lot of vegetable foods, vegetable dishes, and with meats and fish and lamb and just pretty much everything. But there's this one specific dish that I make that is like a creamy spinach, and I love spinach. So I make spinach, and then the potatoes are softly boiled or steam cooked, and afterwards they are sauteed in lightly in olive oil, and you serve that together with this creamy the dish, the beautiful little green dish that I just explained to you. Uh, she loved it, and I would take tomatoes, slice them, and cut them in little pieces. And she just loved spinach. And this dish, she just was one of her favorite. Well, she pretty much loved everything, and she loved her breakfast with eggs and avocado, and she loved figs like me. She loved papayas. She loved chirimoyas. When we went to Chile, she tried the different exotic fruits from there, and she loved everything. And I think this is what kept her alive, was her love for life. Even though she could not see, and I still feel that she had some kind of sight, that she probably could see shadows. Because at times I would move my arm and she would move her head like this. And sometimes I took pots and pans like this, and she would completely move her head and like, oh, what's that? I bought her some different instruments so that she could play with. And she was very tactile. She loved to touch things. And she had little squishy, these little balls that she could squeeze, and toys that made sounds. And she was and is a precious soul. And I have to, now I've been working with releasing, and I've been with her 24/7. Like I said, so it's been it has been a good long minute that we've lived together, because I've been her caretaker for 5 years and she cannot do anything. But I got her potty trained. I was so proud of myself. And the last month she couldn't go to the bathroom by herself because she needed a lot of help, and she was so weak, and she had a major seizure on Monday. Actually, the last Father's Day that we had here in June, I took her to go get her pictures taken with my daughter. And we went to the garden, and my daughter told me, she said, Mama, I don't think Seattle's here very much. She's not really. And I said, I know, half of her is here and the other part is somewhere else. but she was very quiet. And we were able to take some absolutely beautiful pictures of her. And that represented her innocence and her beauty. And it was perfect for Father's Day. So she spent the day with her papa, which was very special for him. And I'm sure for her too. And then now she's in the higher realms and she's no longer suffering. And I am so proud of her, of her accomplishments, because she maintained and sustained her life because of the love she had for herself, even though no one could see it. But I saw her fighting spirit. Every time I took her and had to call 911, and I had to do the Heineck maneuver on her once, and another time I had to, several times I saved her because she, due to her illness, she couldn't really swallow and she couldn't really spit and cough, the things that like normal people do. And so she had a lot of accumulation of stuff in her throat and her esophagus and in her lungs, and that's what actually took her. But she didn't develop a fever. She was gone in a few days, and it was a sweet death. Now, when I speak about death, yesterday I had some sad news when I was driving home. I learned of a very, very dear, my best friend, Debbie Michelson, that one of the nurses that we worked together at the health department. She passed away many years ago now. I want to say, I think it's like 2 years she's been gone. Maybe even 3. But a family member, her brother's son, took his life. A young man, he was only 18. And my heart is with their family, and I'm shocked at that. Not, no, maybe not shocked, but I'm saddened to think that we live in a world that some people cannot. And I understand this because I've been there. When you get to that dark space where you cannot control your feelings, your emotions, and they overtake you, and you lose your fighting spirit. And that's because you didn't have enough self-love. They can't figure it out. I send love to his spirit and his family, that they may have and receive peace, and they can come to someday an understanding why. And even the wise, it's not enough, because when a soul is so desperate and so sad, I understand because I've been there. All I can tell you is the love of life, like Seattle. She kept herself breathing alive for all these years. And her life, I want to say the quality of her life because of her condition, it couldn't be better than it was, because she couldn't do so many things. But she used to love to go with her dad. He used to take her to the mountain in his 4-wheeler, and she loved that. She would hold on him like this, and then just lay on him like this. And Papa Bears took her everywhere in the mountain. And then the waters, like she loved the waters. She loved to eat, and she loved music. Even though you thought she couldn't hear, I know she could hear like the vibrations of the music. So love for the self, she's taught me all these years. She loved to sleep. She loved when I tucked her in her bed, and I did something when my kids were little, and I would gather the blankets around them, like if you take a teddy bear and you put a blankets around it, and you say taka taka taka, like just playful. I did that with my kids, and I did this with Seattle. And she knew it, and she would smile. She just smiled, and she would get kisses in her face and her forehead, and then tuck her in and give her blessing, and then it didn't take her very long to go to sleep, and she slept really well until she wake up, and then that was the end of that. she had her own personality. And one of my grandkids, when they came to visit some days before she passed away, the following day, they told us that he saw Seattle walking, and I've seen her walking in dreams. So I know that she's fine and she's a happy camper now. And you know what's interesting? Because I saw my mom and dad off when they both, I didn't dress my father, my mother I did with my sisters. And the body is so, it's like a doll that's kind of stiff. And you need to like move the arms to put the shirts or whatever it is that you're putting on them, the dress. But it's empty. The vessel is empty. It's like when you go into your car, you're driving your car and you decide to, you arrive at your destination, you get out of the car, lock the door. That's how life is. You close the door and you're out and the car is empty. The vessel is empty. So what I wanted to share with you today, besides what I've shared with you about Seattle, she has transformed my life because I have been able to, I had to work through my things from my past. I've been here 5 years, and like everyone has gone through trauma, but her silence, her demeanor, her calmness, and her radiating her spirit, or the way she was so resilient, and storm after storm, seizure after seizure, and 1 month she had like almost one seizure a month, and all the pains and tribulations has taught me to love me, my life more. And I want you to look at your life and see where you're at. And if there's things that are not working for you, change them. Life is too short to not consider her, not consider you, not to see the beauty that's within you. We've been given this life. This life is a gift. This life that we've been given is a gift. And what are we going to do with her? How are we going to ride this life? You know what I think? There's one thing that in my future, in my near future life, because I know that I lived other lives and I plan to do this, I want to surf. And I want to be the one that directs myself in the waves. I have done body surfing before, and I don't want to do windsurfing or any of that. I want to do real surfing, like they did in Hawaii hundreds of years ago in a little stick, and the boards, and the short boards, not the way, way long ones. And to be, do you know that we have been brought into this life to be the author, the architect, the author, the architect. You are the writer of your narrative, of your life. You decide what your life will be. If you are diagnosed with something, you can either accept it or not. Yes, oh yeah, the doctor said this and this. Well, the doctor said, and it shows that. Okay, so then what are you going to do? Let fear take over you, or go to your father and say, I don't accept this, because if I am the daughter of the king, this doesn't exist. This matrix is illusion, is Maya. I cannot begin to. There's no words sometimes because I can't explain it and how it has worked for me, how life is working for me. But life is working for me. Everything, look, the energy, everything is energy. Now, when you think about abundance, I think of everything is abundance in this earth, on this earth, beginning with the earth we're walking upon her, the ground. The ground has grasses, has plants, it has the beautiful flora, It has mountains, it has rivers, it has waters, it has lakes, the oxygen that we're being provided for to live, to breathe. We are given a mind to create ideas, to create businesses, to create books, to create paintings, to create music, to create. We are creative beings. And do we know ourselves? Can we actually say, I know me? I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know where I'm going to be. I know where I want to be. I know where I want to go. Where do you want to go? I think often about the earth in all her continents. There are many, and each continent offers a different experience, language, music, culture, the views, the feeling, and it's all in this one big ball, the earth. There is so much for us to enjoy and for us to savor, to relish life, and to love her, to honor her, to honor ourselves. We are gods and goddesses. We're not just merely human beings down here. We've forgotten to be who we truly, our true nature is. And what is that? A sovereign being, like it was taught by the Christ. And I know his teachings have been all twisted because of the powerful people, the ancients, and now here in the modern times, it's been distorted. The teachings of the Buddha, the teachings of the greats, the poets, the ancient poets and the modern poets, and music. Music is a muse. And music is inspiring to tap into your higher self, to have a recognition of who you are, is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself. And I strive for that this world will wake up, and before everyone has has been gifted spiritually and in many other manners. But we need to see the beauty in us. We need to succumb to our own selves, to our own deep, deep, beautiful higher self, our little inner child. But it's not going to be little anymore after you start feeding it. And to feed your inner child is to give you beautiful experiences that make you laugh. Like, do you like dancing? Do you like moving your body? With the music, you like to listen, and it takes you to other realms. Music takes me to other places. I won't say love. I adore music. There's no day that I cannot go without her. And then when I'm out in nature, I like to listen to her. I love to listen to the birds. The wind speaks to me. And in between, when the wind blows through the leaves, through the trees, it makes this beautiful, I don't know, it's this delightful sound. And sometimes she whistles, the wind whistles. And birds, there's a bird that, I know you're probably gonna laugh, but there's this one bird that is, when I hear it, and I'm not exactly sure what kind of a bird it is, but it sounds like he's calling me. It says, Vivi, Vivi, Vivi. My name is Viviana, and the bird sounds like he's saying Vivi. Even my grandkids, they know, and I think, what in the world? I love to go bird watching, and I plan in the future to go. I want to go to Central America. I want to go to Colombia, and also Mexico, and different places and also Hawaii, where all these beautiful, beautiful birds, especially the hummingbirds, because those are my birdies. I love hummingbirds. They have a special message. They come to me in dreams, and they come to me in meditations, and I just want to tell you that we are loved. The higher realms love us. And yes, there are ETs. Yes, extraterrestrials. They didn't just come now. They've been here on the earth for eons. And they are helping the earth. And remember, there's both dualities. There's dark and light. The sun, the moon. Find your sun. And the moon hides things. So remove and bring out the stuff, the shadows. And come to yourselves and find that the beauty in you, and have courage. It takes courage to live this life. And you are, just for being here, you're courageous. And sometimes, unfortunately, when people take their lives, they didn't have enough courage. They didn't have maybe enough understanding and enough love for themselves, because I'm sure their family loved them. And I want to change things in this world. I want this world to find their sunny face. I want people to find the best in them, so that they can rise from the monotonous existence, because many people feel that this is a monotony, like life is monotonous, and they can't find the gusto in living life without gusto. What's the point? Like, I feel that to travel is to live. Hans Christian Andersen used to say that. To travel is to live. And in there you will find so many things about yourself. I cannot tell you, like, deserts, the fine desert sands, the pyramids, they call out to me. I've never flown in a hot air balloon. I want to do that. I want to go through this one specific train in Europe that travels through all the different countries, and I love traveling in trains. I want to just spend time traveling and seeing the world, not just with these eyes, but with my inner eye. And we can have change in this world. Love this world. Love yourselves. Love who you are. Love the things that you do. And if you don't find joy anymore in things, then what do? Sit with yourself, go out in nature and ask, what am I supposed to do? What will make me happy? Like, some people have all their life, maybe they've been an attorney, all their life they've been an attorney, but deep down they love cooking. They love to cook. And they maybe wanted to be a chef. So let go of that and then start trying to do something different. Because I think that to have a life that's monotonous, that doesn't have like spark, passion, people, passion. Life without passion. I cannot imagine and fathom my life without passion. I give that to me. And the world, this beautiful universe, provides for me everything. For everything is, and you're gonna think this is strange. My phone is a phone, right? That it has an energy. Behind the phone, money. I had to buy it, right? So there's money. I'm stepping on a carpet, which I don't really like carpets, but this place has a carpet. It costs money to make a carpet. And someone had to what? Invent the carpet. My rings, my jewelry, it costs money. So this whole world, the abundance of this world is not just money, but it is money. And so when people say that money is the root to all evil, yeah, if you choose to do something, to use to kill someone or to destroy something, but everything is made with money. You need to buy a tool to create something. The bed, you bought it. Your clothing, you buy it. Everything you buy with money. So abundance on this earth is what's in here in your mind and what's here in your heart. The wealth of life, the richness of life is it's like everything is energy and love. Although there's negativity, there's darkness, whatever, but you choose the light. You choose whatever you want to, pretty much. If you want to live in darkness, that's up to you. But to live in light in an abundant state of mind, that's not just the money, it's everything. It's your health and your wealth, your joy, your laughter, the food that you eat, how you treat yourself. Treat yourself like a king, like an emperor, like a queen, like an empress, like a princess. Don't accept crumbs. If you want a better condition for your life, start loving. Start loving you. I'm going to leave you with these words today, wishing you a beautiful, beautiful new week. And thank you for all those that come into my channel. I don't know you. I know some of you. Thank you for the comments that are very few, but some leave comments. And those that have subscribed, whoever you may be, I thank you for stopping by, and I hope that you have beautiful lives, and I hope that you can carpe diem and give your lives what you deserve. If you give yourself the respect, the love, all the goodness, then it's going to be reciprocated by the universe 10 times fold. It's just a natural law. And to tell you to love you, it's not difficult. But acknowledge what matters to you. One day, last week, someone left me something in the car. I don't know to this day who it was, but I know everything's synchronicities come to me all the time, and God sends me messages. Someone left a little note that said, "You matter." And there's a tiny little bumblebee, like out of plastic, and they put it on my door. It wasn't stuck to the car, but it was just there. And I thought, how sweet. And I matter. You matter. We all matter. When we start acknowledging ourselves and acknowledging who we are, we need to represent who we are. Who do you represent? Who do you mirror? I know that I have high ideals, and on the earth I can't think of really many people that are my ideals. It's because I read a lot, and I think of the great poets and the ancients, and I love the teachings of the Christ and emulate his teachings, and the Buddha, and the beautiful people that have come and have gone and have left their mark in this world with their words. I want to do that. I love languages. I love the expression of the soul through dance. And hopefully one day I will teach myself to play the guitar. Now I'm going to have the time to do it. But I want to thank you for your time, and have a blessed day. And my beautiful soul family, find what makes you. Find that what brings joy to you, so that you can take that what makes you be you, and you can take it and use it and express your soul and not be afraid, whether it be through writing, through cooking, through singing, through painting, through creating, building. But do something with your life. Do something with that makes you be you, with that makes you happy. Because your inner child will be like giggling and so happy. I love you all. My beautiful soul family. Have a beautiful, blessed day. I love you till the next time we talk again. Have a nice day. Bye.